Good evening, chat. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Can't believe there won't be far for our Josh stream for the rest of the week. What are we supposed to watch now, MBT? Well, yeah, something like that. Welcome to the last stream before I leave. Just for a week, though. Just for a week. I'll be back. When are you flying? Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. Like, relatively early. Tomorrow morning. I forgot the exact time. Like 10. Something like that. Did we get a haircut? I don't know about you, but I did. I did get one, yeah. Feeling confident? I mean, mostly nervous. Is like the primary feeling. Confidence is like is weird in Yu-Gi-Oh, because like you as even as confident as you can be, there's always luck involved, and I know that the other teams are also really good, so I'm just like kind of being I'm more so like it's gonna go how it's gonna go, you know. I think we're gonna do fine. I think our lists are good, so I think it's, I mean, as confident as you can be, right? Having to play a lot of best of ones with Maxi involved this weekend. Nas, thank you for the early sub, and Bauer Maggot, thank you for the 7. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have you seen Jesse's tweet? Which one? Oh, the one where my team doesn't trust me to submit the right deck lists? That one's funny. No, I'm happy with the lists we submitted. I'm mostly just excited now to get it over with, see how it goes. Are you planning to meet up with NA and SA group and travel together during in Japan? I mean, I'll meet a lot of the other people and do some stuff with them. The thing is, I'm only there for a very short time. Like I know a lot of the other players are staying longer than usual. Like, cause normally you stay, like the plan from Konami is that we all stay from Thursday to Monday. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going home exactly when like the tournament ends, pretty much on Monday. But the others are staying a little bit longer. A lot of them are also already there, like since a couple days, some of them. Which would have been cool, but like we've talked about it before, right? I've already told you that instead of doing that, my fiance and I have decided to go on a vacation together. To a different place instead of staying longer in Japan, because we've already been to Japan in 2018 for Worlds together. We stayed like an extra week after Worlds back then. So we've seen a lot of the things. Of course, you can see more. You can't see everything in 1 week, but we've been there already, and it's very hot right now. It's very hot, so I've decided I don't want to stay that long in Japan, because they have like, it's like 37 degrees Celsius right now, which is, it's just too much for me. It's just too much for me. Black Dog, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate you. Thank you. Welcome back. All right. Everyone assembles. In the meantime, we start by doing the card guesser, as always. Let's go. See if we can do better than yesterday, because yesterday was frustrating. This one looks familiar. This looks very familiar. What is this? Is this Dark World? This is Dark World. But who? This is Dark World, 1000%. Dark Scheme? Really? What does that do? I don't even know that card. Oh, that's pulling the... Is that pulling the rug? I think it's pulling the rug. Yeah. You look familiar as well. Some Jinzo support. Cyber Energy Shock. Whoa, this is Shi Shao Longyan, no? Or what is it called? The Evil Longyan? Sinister Xixing, yeah. Chronomaly. I'm just gonna see if I can guess the Chronomaly. This one? Nope. Not Chronomaly? How? No, this is a Chronomaly, right? It was a Chronomaly. You lied. This is Atlantean support, but it's not one of the monsters, I don't think. It might be the vanilla. No, it's Spiral Battle. Okay, not a good start. Not a good start. What the hell is this? I don't know what that is. Empowered. Forced back. I think I've seen this. It's one of the... It's not Victoria. Is it? It's not Victoria. No. It's not Victoria. I don't think it is Victoria. It might be Victoria. Oh, Victorica? Oh. This is a plant. What is this called? The Truesdale, right? Truesdale, yeah. Is it a plant? Did I lie? It might not be a plant. This is Dark Scorpion Burglars? Yeah. This might be Super Solar Nutrient. I think that's what it is. Yep. This is a Phantom Knight, I think, but I don't know what it's called. This one I don't know. Oh, this is alien support, I think, but Brain Hazard. Oh. I was not prepared for that. This is one of the newer... Is it Scary Moth? I think it might be Scary Moth. It's like one of the commons in the recent sets. Gyakuten Megami. Turbo Cannon. I'm getting Despia vibes, but I don't know which one. What is that? Albion? Branded Lost? Is it Branded Lost? It is Branded Lost. Plankton. All right. This is Super Soldier. No. I don't know which one. Evening. No. It was good in Duel Links. Sacred Soldier. Is this Mega Fortress Whale? It's Mega Fortress Whale. I could have guessed it. Okay. Fighting Spirit? Fighting Spirit. This is a fairy. Oh god, I know it. It's like Neo. Is it Neo Parshath? It is Neo Parshath, yeah. Valence. I'm guessing the Valence. Nah, I'm guessing the Valence. Buster Baron. Nope. Luke. Nope. Nazuki. Oh, come on. This one. Oh, man. Ah, I got it. Only 6 guesses, Pog. This is Salaman Great Sanctuary. I think this is Ice Jade. Oh, it is Ice Jade. Okay, I'm getting closer to guessing those fringe cases. This is Valence again. I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. I'm not guessing like 6 times again. This time it was Buster Bear, and that's the one I guessed first last time. Is this Royal Penguin Garden? It is. That's a Master of Oz armpit if I've ever seen one. That's no material. Oh, this is a vanilla from back in the day. I don't know what it's called. I have to skip it. I don't know what it's called. Ancient Lizard Warrior. This is Fusion of Fire. Yeah. This looks familiar, but what is that? I can't even make out. Oh, it's like the 2 dudes. Physical double. The trap card, yeah. What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, that's Mapura? Really? This is... Oh, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. I don't know what it's called. It's like the flying thingy, yeah. The seed. Macrocarpa? It's Hunter Owl, right? Owl Hunt. I thought it was Owl Hunter, but it's Hunter Owl. What is that? That's Purgatrio? There's some cards. I don't know why. Uh I don't know why, but some cards I just never looked at in detail. I know the card, but I've just never paid attention to their artwork. Like the Branded Lost earlier. It's like a card I've played so much with, but I've just never really looked at the artwork. Crazy Box. Number 57. Put me in, coach! It's Coach Captain Bearman. It's not the XYZ. Well, honestly, I could have guessed that one without zooming. Ashuna? Is that you? It is you. That is Crumble Logos is what it's called. Yeah. It's not Moki Moki. It's the freaking I don't know what it's called. It's like mass something. No, it's just human wave tactics. Okay. Digital buck stuff. Yeah. Oh my god. Is that map? It's map, right? But how is it? What is it called? Magnificent map. Yeah. Gearsu? Gearsu. Zombie support. I was thinking Samurai Skull, but it's not Samurai Skull, but I don't know what it is. Free range monsters. Oh, Vernusylph. Vernusylph. That one. You look familiar. Oh yeah, it's Super Agent. I've seen it, but I don't know what it's called. Cry Havoc. It's like Machine Soldier? Machina Soldier? Is it this? No. Oh, it looks like a gadget thingy, but it's not. Is it Mighty Guard? Yeah. It's the vanilla, like, that's not a gadget, but looks like a gadget. Oh, wait, that's a C. Sneaky. Right? That's Sneaky? Yeah. It's something... Is it Grass Chopper? Yeah. Dixon Two-Sider, think of it 5 months. Oh, that might be Spear. Is it just Spear Soldier? No. Shield Warrior. Trap hole. UA. I'm guessing the UA today. Today is the day where I guess the UA. It's this one. No, it's not. Blockbacker. Nope. Libero. Nope. Goalkeeper. Nope. This one? Nope. Man of the match. Nope. Midfielder. No, come on. Playmaker. God damn. This might also be empowered. But I'm not sure which one that would be. Yeah, I think it is empowered. Empower. It's just a spell? Oh. Oh, okay. On the right track. Oh, what? Bailings. Oh, the old Pegasus. No? Which one is that? Firewing Pegasus? Yeah. I've seen this one. Very old. Wolf Axe Wielder. Calabarinth. Seen this before. Only 10 seconds. This is an ancient gear. But I don't know. I didn't know which one. I didn't know which one. I think this is better than yesterday. I think this is better than yesterday, which I don't understand. This did not feel better than yesterday. It did not feel better than yesterday. Yesterday felt like I was on fire for like 12 minutes. And then it was just 3 minutes into nothing. Crazy. Are you going to look at the new set? Oh, we have reveals for the new cards, right? You mean the what's it called? The duelist pack thingy? Legendary duelist? They have, what did they have? Influencer openings, right? Yeah, we can look at those. We can look at those for sure. All right. Wrong goal. Level 4 effect monster. I am going with Jaguar. It is not Jaguar, but it is the year 2018. Maybe a Link 4? Maybe a Link 4 from 2018. What's a Link 4 from 2018 that is not a Cyber? Saryuja? I didn't even look at chat once. Easy clap. Yo. Literally the best at this game. The best there is. The best there is. That's what happens, by the way. That's what happens, by the way, when it's a meta-relevant card. Like, every other day, like 90% of the time, we sit here for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. I don't know how long. Because we've never seen the card before. And then at the end, someone has to go and look it up on DB or something. But like when it's a card you actually know, I think it's a lot more fun that way. I think it's a lot more fun when you know the card and you can actually get there rather than just arriving, like narrowing down the attributes and everything, and then you just have no idea what it is anyways. Well, yeah. Rongo should be banned in more than one game, it seems. Rongo should be not only banned in the TCG, it should also be banned in this one. It should also be banned in Master Duel, but that's a different story. Here we are. Okay. Chat, we have a couple things to do today. Nothing crazy, because mostly it's just gonna be like, you know, it's the last stream before I'm leaving for Worlds. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I still need to do a lot of packing and stuff like that. But we have a couple of things to do. Mostly, I want to do a couple fun things related to the World Championship. Like we're gonna make a nice tier list for the Master Duel format, and we're also gonna make a tier list for the TCG and OCG World Championship format. I think that's gonna be cool. We're also gonna have a little bit of a draft action. It's gonna be you guys against me. We're gonna draft the World Championship players for TCG and OCG. We're gonna look at who qualified, what decks they qualified with, you know, where they're from. Just putting a little bit of focus on like the players and decks that are gonna be seen in the World Championships in like an anticipation. I'm assuming most of the viewers of this channel are gonna be tuning into the World Championship this weekend. So I think just a little bit of an anticipation stream. You know, preparing for Worlds, what you might expect to see, what kind of players you're rooting for, so on and so forth. I think that's going to be a fun little activity for today's stream and like a nice little preparation for your guys' weekend as well. The time zone makes it a little bit harder. That is true because basically, I mean, if you're from Europe, the World Championship stream is going to be at quite the tough time. It's going to start at like middle of the night, right? That is a thing. But you can rewatch it, you know, like you can rewatch it on the next day. Like if you wake up on Saturday, right, you can just turn on the stream and scroll back, and that it's even nicer because you can just skip all the breaks, right? You can just skip all the breaks. Like imagine you wake up Saturday. Like, I don't know, 10 a.m. or something. You get breakfast, you get there, and you watch like round 1, and then you don't even have downtime in between the rounds. Isn't that? I think that sounds nice. What time is it in Japan? Well, right now I know they are 8 hours ahead of Germany. So right now it would be 8:30 p.m. Yeah, 8:30 p.m. is what it is right now. 7:30? Really? Is it just 7 hours? Hold up. Oh, it is only 7 hours. Oh, it's 8 hours. If the okay, they don't have summertime. They don't change the 1 hour thingy. They don't do that. That's why it's sometimes 8 and sometimes 7. Okay, I thought it was always 8. Okay. I thought it was always 8 hours, but then it's sometimes 7. All right. Right now it's 7 hours ahead, so it would be 7:30. Yes, 7:30 p.m. Is the current Japan time. Tuesday. So y'all can y'all can calculate the difference to wherever you live. So it means, like, the thing is, right, the stream, they've posted the, hold on, we can look at that. They've posted the times. I think they've posted the times. Hold up. Let me look it up on Twitter. I think they tweeted the times at which they will be streaming for Master Duel and TCG. Hold up. Yes. The schedule for the Master Duel thingy is the round robin, which is basically like the Swiss portion, like where everyone is like the group stage, right? It starts at 4:50 p.m. PT. I don't even know what PT is. Well, I know it stands for Pacific time, but I don't know what the time shift is to, like, my time. I know it stands for Pacific time. Pacific time. 3:31. Wait, Pacific time? Okay, Pacific time is 9 hours back from where I live. It's 9 hours back. Oh, that's why it's 4th August. That's why it's like for Americans, this shit starts on Friday. Right? It's just Friday 5 p.m. for you guys. That's funny to think about. Because you are... Okay, wait, no. If Pacific time is 9 hours behind Germany, and Germany is 7 hours behind Japan, the time difference between Japan and Pacific time is like 16 hours? NA is 16 hours behind Japan? That's crazy. That is crazy. So when for us it's Saturday morning, it still is Friday evening for you guys. In Japan, it's gonna be in Japan. We're gonna start Saturday morning, but you can watch it on Friday evening already. Josh finds out how time zones work. No. Actually, I understand how time zones work. I just didn't know it was that severe. Because I figured, like, I don't actually know on, like, a global scale. Europe is here, Japan is here, right? How far around is, like, how much? I figured, like, if you go the other way around, that Japan and NA, I don't even know how close they are on the other, right? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Okay, hold up. I'm opening up Google Maps as we speak. What I was saying is, Germany's here, right? And Japan is here. So from here to here, we have a 7-hour time difference, right? And then the US and Germany have like 9 hours to the West Coast. This one, if I don't know how accurate like the differences here are, like how accurate it is, but like this distance, right? This distance seems almost as far as this distance, or pretty much the same. You know what I mean? And that's why I was confused why, like, from here to here we have 9 hours, and then from here to here we would have 16 hours. Right? The Earth is not... I know the Earth is not flat! I'm imagining it as a globe. It's 8 hours, but the date switches. Hmm. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. Okay. Anyways. Look at a time zone map. Time zone map. Oh, you see, that is something I did not know. I didn't know it started like in the middle basically, and it goes plus in one direction and minus in the other direction. I didn't know that. It's not something I've ever wondered about so far. Now I do know. I didn't know what I think it was, to be honest. I didn't know what now that I'm thinking about it, this seems like it makes a lot of sense. This seems like it makes a lot of sense. I didn't know what I expected it to be. I did not know what I expected it to be like. This does make a lot of sense. But yeah, okay. This is basic information. I don't think we learned that in school. I don't remember learning about this in school. I remember most things that I learned in school. I don't think we had this. There might be a lack of critical information about this in German education. Maybe I was just also not there that day. Possible. See, some people in chat didn't have it either. Maybe we just all maybe we are all collectively missing that day for mysterious reasons. Maybe it was that one day where I fell off my chair and had to go to the ambulance had to be called because I stayed up all night to wait for a ban list. Maybe it was on that day that they taught the time zones. That must have been it. That must have been the day where they taught time zones. Which state did you go to school? Hessen. Energy, thank you about the bits. Appreciate that. All right. Okay. I have a question. Does anyone have... So I have all the names of all the duelists for Worlds. Skrelp has sent them to me. All the names, all the countries, all the decks that they played to qualify. One thing I want to know is, does anyone have like... I remember there's been like nice graphics in past years of like all of them, like with faces and everything, right? Like they're like pictures for all the competitors. Do we have that? Because I was gonna look at that together. Because one thing I did find this morning that I think would be interesting, I found interviews with like the Japanese representatives, which I think we could look at in anticipation. Road of the King might have it. Hold up. Road of the King. And where would that be? This is only the Japan Championship. Oh, you mean like for the individual ones? Okay, hold up. So for the Japan Championship... okay, hold up. Japan Championship, NAWCQ. Mm-hmm. Okay, that works. That works. That's enough. Oceanics. No image for Oceanics, but okay. Europe. We got pictures for Europe. We got South America. Yep. This one? Is this also Worlds qualifiers? I think so. Yes, those are also Worlds qualifiers. Korea. We don't have images for Korea, unfortunately. China mainland, surely. Yes. Central America. Yes, and I think that's all of them. I got a feeling that Paulie will win Worlds. Well, you can convert that feeling into our Gamba later, because we'll do a draft. We'll do a draft. We'll look through all of the players now. And then we will draft and see who you guys believe in. China is not a WCQ. No, it's here. The Super Heavy Samurai Duelist. Yeah, that's them. They are in here. They are in Worlds. They are part of the World Championship, China, for sure. They have one. Do we get Josh? We can do a draft for Master Duel too if you want. We can do a draft for Master Duel as well if you guys want to. I only have a list of all the representatives for TCG OCG, but we can do the same for Master Duel if you guys want. We can just go to the Master Duel in-game thingy and look at all the team names. It's not that difficult. We just get the 8 teams and the 8 representatives. All right. Before we draft, I think it would be cool to look at the all the qualifiers before we draft. We have there is 28 duel. Has it always been 28? Has it always been 28 players? It's stupid because if anyone, I should know. But I don't know, actually. I don't remember. It feels like it was... How many... Has it always been 28? It's more this year, is it? But because, like, okay, the way I'm thinking about it, there's definitely one less because of the 2019 World Champion not getting an invite, which I think is crazy, by the way. I think that's a crazy thing that they did with the it's a crazy thing that they did with the 2019 World Champion, where normally if you win a World Championship, you are automatically qualified for the next one. You get invited, right? You get invited for the next World Championship. So apparently, what I heard or what people have been saying is that they said, "Hey, 2019 World Champion, you had an invite for the next World Championship, but your invite was for 2020. Your invite was for 2020. There was no World Championship in 2020, so tough luck on you. My bad. We can't do anything about that. You still don't get invited to 2023." Which I think that's a crazy thing to do. That is so crazy. He did get invited to Master Duel. But that's a whole different story, right? That technically has nothing to do with that, right? That has nothing to do with that. It's just like they were like, "Hey, congratulations, you won an invite for Worlds 2020. That didn't happen. Get scammed." I think that's insane. But anyways, luckily for him, Luckily for him, he's been invited by the first place Japan duelist in Master Duel. He got invited, so he'll still be there, but in Master Duel. But yeah, I remember looking back. There was like a tweet. I follow him on Twitter, the 2019 World Champion, and there was a tweet of him saying, after the qualifiers, he was like, "Hey, if any of the Japan representatives want someone on their team, I'm here to play if you want to." And I remember wondering, like, what you should be qualified for the TCG Worlds. Why are you asking to be invited to Master Duel? It doesn't really make sense to me. But now story checks out. Story checks out. That's why they wanted to be invited, and they did get invited. But yeah. So we have this year, we have 5 Japan representatives. We have 1 Taiwan representative, one Thailand, which 2 Asia basically. It's like five people from the Japan Championship qualified, 2 from Asia. Then there was 1 from Korea WCQ, 1 from the Duelist Cup China. We have 6 people from NA. 2 from the playoffs, 4 from the actual NAWCQ. We have 7 people from EU, which is 3 from the playoffs and 4 from the EU WCQ, which I still don't really know why why EU gets 7 and NA gets 6 this year. It used to be different. Like, there used to be a time where NA got 6 and EU got 4. That was in way back in the day. The EU had less participants than NA, and now it's more, which I think is Pog. Why are you not qualified? Well, I not for TCG. I didn't qualify this year. It's incredibly hard to qualify. Okay, it's incredibly hard to qualify for Worlds in any way. So, you know, I'm happy going for Master Duel, but yeah. EU only got 6 as well. No, there's 7. 3 from the playoffs, 4 from the main event. It is 7 EU right now. The only assumption I can make about this, because I don't actually know why we have 7 and EU and NA got 6, is that I think our event numbers have been bigger than NA recently. At least for like YCSs, I think we've gotten bigger ones. I'm not sure, actually. I haven't fact checked this beforehand. I think a lot of our YCSs were very, very big. You guys are saying Central America, like Mexico, also counts, I guess. Geographically, you're right. I'm pretty sure. You know, we were done talking about time zones, but you know, geographically, I'm pretty sure Mexico is North America, but the way a Mexican qualifies is not through the NAWCQ, which is a weird way to do it. But it's like Mexico is not part of the NAWCQ. Mexico has their own qualifiers, right? With all of Central America. Which geographically doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I guess. But that's just the way it is in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just like Mexico is part of the Central American qualifiers. So NA is 6 and Central America is 2, which in this case it was 2 Mexicans who went through the qualifiers. So yes, technically, very, very technically, it's 8 people that qualified for from North America. Technically you're right. You're not wrong, at least. Then we have 2 from Australia, and then we have the South American qualifiers, which brings 2 as well, which brings us to a total of 28 duelists at Worlds. Hyper Artonus, thank you for the 8 months, appreciate that. Also Ral, thank you for the Prime, appreciate you, thank you so much. So those are the duelists. I found one thing this morning which I found interesting. I haven't looked at it yet, but it is, they have the reason I like this one, it's an interview with the Japan representatives. One thing that I always feel a little bit weird about in Yu-Gi-Oh is that there seems to be a huge like barrier between OCG and TCG. It's like we don't really know anything about like OCG personalities, right? Like we look at their deck lists sometimes, but even that is something that has only like really been a thing over the last couple years. Like back in the day, we didn't know about that at all, pretty much what was going on over there. Like we would sometimes get like deck lists, but that was literally it. And like right now is the same thing. Like I couldn't name any OCG players unless they would like win the world championship, right? Like that's the only time you ever get to meet or see players from the OCG, really, right? It's not like that's like very present. Like for example, for all the TCG regions are extremely connected, right? They're extremely connected. Like all from NA, you will have like deck profiles. It's a very common thing like to have streamed events from them, and we will know about it. We will like watch each other's content. We will be aware of like top players and whatnot in other continents. But for some reason, between OCG and TCG, there is just not as much of a connection, right? Which I think is a shame. There's obviously reasons for it, like, you know, language barrier, but I'm sure there's enough people in the OCG that speak English. Like, for example, I have a lot of people, or like I definitely have some people in chat that are from the OCG. Like whenever we talk about the OCG or whatnot, there's like people here that I can converse with in very regular English, right? There's definitely people that speak it. And it's always like that. Those are some of the most interesting conversations we have. Is like when people from the OCG come into this chat and are like, "Hey, we see it this way and that way, right? Like we experience Yu-Gi-Oh this way." I find it very interesting. Like I would be very interested in like more content from the OCG, and like if there was like a way to, for example, watch Japanese tournaments live, right? I would probably do that a lot, or sometimes. And sometimes there are ways to do that. Like sometimes they will stream their events, but very often I hear about it after it happened, for example. I don't know if that's a common problem for people, but I personally feel like that. Like very often I will hear about it after, like, hey, you could have actually watched that tournament. You know. Farfa had an interview with the first place Global Master Duel, and that was really interesting. Yeah, I saw that. That was very interesting as well. Yeah. Anyways, all that just to say, I find it very cool that that YG organization has gone ahead, and I don't know if they did the interviewing. I don't know if they did the interviews or if it was like on Japanese TV or in a Japanese magazine or whatever. Oh, there's a source for it, so it's probably originally done in Japanese. They did interviews and they translated them to English, so we can get to know the Japanese representatives a little bit more, which I think is cool. So we're gonna look at that. And we also have images here. Yeah. It's gonna be quick. It's not that much. So we have the champion Akira Hasegawa with Pearly. I believe that should be him. It would only make sense if this was first, second, third, fourth, right? Or not? Oh, it's top right. Okay. Okay. Top right is the Pearly Duelist. Can you tell us how you feel at this moment? After losing last year and finally winning this type of tournament for the first time, becoming #1 in Japan, I simply feel overjoyed. Okay, apparently they've come very close. I don't know if that means they lost the finals last year, which would also be impressive to make it back to back. Or it just meant they didn't win last year and got somewhere close. For how long have you been playing in the OCG? Also, for how long do you usually duel? I've been playing since the starter box from the very first series. Same. Normally, I use one full day of the weekend when a tournament approaches to focus on the OCG, and I do it quite often when some other event approach. Normally, I play for 3 hours during weekdays and 8 hours during weekends. As for my opponents, I invite people on social media who have high motivation to play the OCG and contact some friends they want to practice. However, I don't practice with just a set group of friends, but rather a varied group of players. That does feel like they put a lot of effort in, which is good to see that pays off for them. The event was held directly after the application of the July FNL list, but could you tell us your reasons behind choosing this deck or some of the cards that you used? Pearly being strong while both going first and second was the top reason. It can be interrupted by hand traps like Ash, Maxi, or Impermanence, but it's easier to use than other decks, and it can create strong boards in many different situations. I mean, Pearly seems like it's... I'm trying to evaluate how good Pearly is against Maxi, because you can definitely get away with just summoning once or twice, right? You can definitely get away with just summoning once or twice, so like Maxi isn't the end of the world for it. It's not great into Maxi, because like your optimal openers definitely summon 2-3 times, maybe 4. Right? If you get an extra spell, they get 1 draw. Right, yeah, because if you activate a spell and they Maxi, you can just choose not to summon. And you can just chain another spell, right? Or you can just, like, choose not to summon because you have a normal summon in hand as well, right? You can just, like, not summon with the spell and then normal summon Pearly. And then they will draw 1 card if you rank up into a rank 2, and then you, like, get the trap card and you're just fine, right? Is the 3rd time he's going to the World Championship. See? That is something I didn't know. But now that I'm seeing... Wait, I remember this guy. No, I've been to Worlds with him together. Yeah. No, I know this guy. I've seen him. He got a different haircut than last time I saw him. Did we play in 2018? No, we didn't. 2018, what was that? No, I didn't play. We didn't play. But I've seen him. I remember now, yeah. I played Altergeist, yeah, but I didn't play against him. I don't think I played against him. No. But I remember seeing now that I saw him with the because this picture is from 2018. This picture is from 2018. Now that I see this picture, I remember this player, yeah. I didn't look up each player to get what accomplishments they had. Nope, you did not have to do that. Tell us about your expectations for the World Championship. I will become the World Champion. Okay, so they have gone to the World Championship in 2015. They got 3rd place. They got to the World Championship in 2018. They also topped. So they've gone to Worlds twice so far. They've been to Worlds twice so far, and they have they've topped both times, which is impressive. That is very good. So that is honestly a strong representative, I want to say. That seems like a strong representative to me. That seems good. And then we have Kazuya Sakamoto with Rescue Ace, the 2nd place. Which one was that? Since they seem not to be in order, which one was 2nd place, chat? On this, out of this. Top left? Bottom left. Bottom left, okay. Bottom left, they played Rescue Ace. Can you tell us how you feel at this moment? I am just exhausted. That's honestly very relatable. That is very relatable. For how long have you been playing in the OCG? Also, for how long do you usually duel? I first tried it when I was in elementary school. I stopped playing during middle school and high school, but eventually returned when I entered university. See, this is like the other thing. I feel like there's like 3 types of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists. Number 1 is like the winner who's been playing ever since. Number 2 is the one that played as a kid, then they stopped, and then they came back, which is like, that's also a large portion. I feel like that's a large portion of Yu-Gi-Oh's player base these days, is like people that used to play, then stopped playing for a long time, and then returned. And then the third group, which I think it's very cool that they exist even, but like it's the people that like never even played it, but started playing as an adult, which I think is the smallest group, but I still think it's incredibly cool, like even to think about that, like people enter this game even if they don't have like a previous connection to it. But they are out there, right? There's surely some of those as well, but I feel like that's the 3 groups of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists. Okay, we have 1 representative for group 1 so far, and now we have 1 for group 2. Normally I play at the satellite shops and stores holding official tournaments. I think satellite shops means locals. I think. And I've won several small tournaments. I mostly duel against the regulars at those stores. There are many players who participate in tournaments, and I get to meet them and exchange our contact information so that we can socialize and duel frequently. For this event, I had some of those players helping me fixing my deck. So basically, building up a friend group / testing group at like different local tournaments and testing with them. All right, sticking with the OGs. I like that. The event was held directly after the application of the FNL list. Why did you choose your deck? I used Rescue Ace for this event, but I already had my eyes set on how powerful Turbulence is. In the booster before Duelist Nexus, both Pearlia and Mikanko got 2 new cards, but Rescue Ace only got 1. I was thinking how powerful the deck would be if there was an easier way to get Turbulence on the field, and since right after that Emergency came out in Duelist Nexus to special summon it from the deck, I realized this would definitely make the deck a lot stronger, and I decided to use it. Okay. One major reason surely was also that Rescue Ace was not hit on the last list. Like all of the other decks were hit, or like most of the other decks were hit in some way, shape, or form. But Rescue Ace didn't get hit at all, right? Rescue Ace didn't get hit at all, so that's of course one strong indicator for why we choose the deck. Regarding the side deck that you used, which decks did you specifically focus on countering? Now, as a master duelist, I have one question. What the hell is a side deck? What the hell is that? I don't know what that means. Dimension Shifter is very effective against most decks, and for that, I think Rescue Ace being a deck that can easily incorporate Dimension Shifter was not a bad choice. Dimension Shifter, Poggers, we love Dimension Shifter. Can you tell us about some cards that you felt were the MVP of this tournament? It has to be Emergency. It can also be used to protect Turbulence. What do they mean by protect? Does it mean if you get Turbulence onto the field and they Veiler or Imperm it, you can chain Turbulence, Emergency, and tribute it? Is that what we mean? Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah. That makes sense. So like your opponent Veilers or Imperm, if you didn't have to use Emergency to set up, right? If you didn't have to use it to set up, you can just dodge Veiler or Imperm. That's nice. Tell us about your expectations for the World Championship. Even if I don't win the tournament, I want to win at least once. Okay, here we have... These two could not be any more different. These two could not be any more different. We have like the try-hard since day one, right? The try-hard since day one has been to Worlds multiple times, and, you know, I will become the World Champion. And then we have like the... You know, I started playing when I was a kid, but I took a break. Now I'm back. Kind of happy that I qualified for Worlds. Very exhausted right now. Even if I'm not winning Worlds, I just want to win once, dude. I just want to win once. You know, I win 1 out of 7 rounds. I'm giga happy, you know. Definitely the more, the less competitive mindset, but also you could argue on your own mental health, sometimes the more healthy one, you know. But, very cool. All right, let's see what we have here. We have Kaijiro Yamashita. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. Who do we have here? Which one is that? We are missing top right. No, we're missing top left and bottom right. Which one is that? Top left. Okay, we have the top left duelist. Can you tell us how you feel at this moment? I lost, but I'm very happy that I made it this far. Okay, that is like a very typical top 4 answer. You're like, okay, well, I lost in top 4, which it does suck, but you qualified for World. You qualified for Worlds, so that matters. How long have you been playing the OCG? During 2009, the game became popular at class, so I bought some cards for my younger brother, but I ended up wanting some for myself, and I started playing as well. Lately, the friends I used to play with have other responsibilities, so it's hard to match our schedules, and I end up fixing my deck by myself. After the area tournament, I didn't play any tournaments until this event. Okay, this is big Sag, because basically what they're saying is being an adult sucks, because no one has time to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With me anymore. Big Sag. Which I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel that. I do feel that a lot. I outside of streaming, I feel the same way, you know? Outside of streaming, of course I still get to spend a lot of time with Yu-Gi-Oh, mostly when I stream and everything, right? But outside of streaming, I do miss a lot of the aspects from like playing Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid or as a teenager, you know? Like I don't have a lot of the things anymore that I used to, right? The like traveling to smaller events every weekend, going to locals whenever I wanted to, all those things. I do miss those as well. Do you have a day job? You are watching me perform my day job right now. You are watching me perform my day job as we speak. It is my day job. I am a streamer. Yeah, so the answer is no. The answer is no. Why can't you go to locals? I just don't have one that's close. Where we currently live, I just don't have a close locals. Like my closest locals is like an hour 30 by train, which isn't terrible, but in reality, I just don't really get to do it very often, right? Like for example, they have locals on Thursdays, and I just can't go there because it's too far. Like if I stream until 5, I'm just not gonna be there in time, for example. I don't know. I wish there would, like, there used to be a shop close to where I live, but it closed down at some point, which is very sad. Like my local store that I used to go to as a kid all the time is now closed. So yeah, it's just gone. Anyways, very relatable. Big Sag growing up, you know. I used Labyrinth for this event, which can make use of many powerful trap cards and is stable enough to fight against Pearly. Big Welcome Labyrinth is particularly strong, but it's also possible to reuse it with transaction rollback, increasing its adaptability. Labyrinth is just a very solid deck in the OCG right now. Very, very solid deck. Keeping in mind how it's hard to use Dimensional Barrier against Rescue Ace, I added Barrier Statue of the Abyss and Evil Swarm Nightmare and other rank 4 XYZs that can be used as interruptions. I'm also using cards like Ghost Ogre that can be used against any deck over card that can be used in limited scenarios. Specifically, Archfiend's Ghastly Glitch, which I used to replace Dogmatica Punishment, helped me destroy There Can Be Only One that my opponent activated. I think Dogmatica Punishment is standard, but because there's a big risk of banishing certain monsters with the effect of Pot of Extravagance, I did not use it. Okay. Fair. I guess we can look at their list, actually. That's funny. That's cool to look at it. Okay. Of course, without Extravagance, without Punishment, they didn't play any of the Entis or something like that. But I'm guessing they just valued having all of these options over having to, like, if you play Punishment, you have to play like 2 or 3 Entis, 2 Bucephalus, 2 Garuras. And you will lose a lot of these, you know, a lot of these flex spots, I guess, which they wanted to have. I don't know why, like Barrier Statue of the Abyss as a one-of. Can you tutor that? Am I unaware of a way to tutor that card? Wait, they still don't have Garura? I thought they had it by now. Though they don't have it yet. Okay, then I was wrong for Garura, but then Punishment is just worse in general. Then Punishment is just a little bit worse in general, right? Then it's basically only really Entis. I think the combo, like you're saying, okay, the pink Ariana can summon it, which I think is true, but that's not very consistent early on. But what you can do is what some of you guys are saying. You can dump it off of Ghastly Glitch, and then the field spell revives it, right? You just go activate Ghastly Glitch, pop a card, send statue. After on resolution, you trigger the field spell to bring back the statue. Kind of nasty. It's kind of nasty, but it does work against certain matchups. Can OCG players use TCG exclusives in Worlds? You know what? We will talk about that in a little bit more detail in a second when we discuss the best decks for Worlds, but no, they cannot. No, they cannot. Tell us about your expectations for the World Championship. I lost today, but I will get my revenge at the World Championship. All right. And then we have Mizuki Higuchi, which by process of elimination is bottom right. Played Pearly. Can you tell us how you feel at this moment? Holy essaying. It's strange to get all the way here, even though I thought I had no chance to win. I had the chance to participate in large-scale tournaments before, but I could never make it because of the plane schedules or my own. That's why this is my first time participating in a national tournament. Well, it went quite well for that. I tried the game for the first time in elementary school, but I mostly collected the cards. I started playing seriously for the first time when I got into university, playing a tournament once every 1 or 2 months. Aside from tournaments, I frequently play in small card shops in Sapporo. I used Rescue Ace in the area tournament, and some days before I practiced with both Rescue Ace and Pearly, but I had a hard time winning against Pearly, so I figured might as well use Pearly then. Okay, if you can't beat them, join them, I see. Then I ended up losing to Rescue Ace, because my opponent kept an eye on Pearly and built his deck around it. Okay. I used Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion against Labyrinth and one Herald of the Abyss against Pearly, swapping out the triple tactic thrust in my main deck. I added one different dimension ground for Tierlist, but didn't end up siding it in too much. Okay, MVP of the tournament, E Purely Plump. I mean, it's a very good card. In the last duel, I had a hard time against Dimensional Barrier, but that's just how things go. Well, yeah, you got floodgated. You got floodgated. Nico, thank you for the 6 months. Also, Shark VGC, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate you. Thank you. Tell us about your expectations for the World Championship. I'll do my best without getting worked up too much. Okay, this is like the middle ground. They're gonna try, you know? They're gonna try, but they're not gonna stress too much about it. Also a healthy attitude. And then we have 5th place Daiki Kaneko, which I don't think we have an image. Yeah. They played Tierlist, but I do not have an image of this duelist. Can you tell us how you feel at this moment? I'm surprised because I never thought I would become one of the Japanese representatives. How big is... this is an... just for context, because I don't know. How big is the Japan Championships? Like, if you go to Japan Nationals, how many players did these guys compete against for this event? Maybe it says it here? Oh, 64 participants. It's only 64. But you have, of course, you need an invite. Yes, of course you need an invite. I don't know how hard it is to qualify for this one. That's the one context that I'm missing. But, like, the way I think about it is, like, if you qualify for this event, right? You qualify for a 64-player event, and then 5 of those 64 will get an invite. Surely you at least... maybe you don't expect to make it, but surely you acknowledge the possibility of making it there, right? Anyways, for how long have you been playing? I began playing about 2 years ago. From that point, I wanted some of the playmats offered as a prize for the ranking duel, so I began participating in tournaments. I usually play once a week in a card shop in my hometown. Okay, so their motivation to get into tournaments was the playmats. Interesting. I think that's the first time I've heard that. I think that's the first time I've ever heard anyone say, like, hey, I wanted to play this game because I like the playmats, but I mean, fair. The reason I chose Tierlist was because it wasn't changed too much from the previous format. With the most recent list, Kashtira Fenrir was a forbidden, but it doesn't affect the deck too much. Also, Tierlist itself as a deck has a lot of limited and semi-limited cards, and I didn't have much time to modify it, so I thought about using this deck. I wonder why Tierlist is still viable in the OCG. Regarding the side deck that you used, which decks did you specifically focus on countering? I used Radion against Purely. This card is dark, so it has synergy with King of the Swamp through effects of the Tierlist. For Rescue Ace, I used Harpy's Feather Duster, and that grass looks greener because Rescue Ace spams a lot of monsters and then sets 4 spell and traps. Wait. You sided grass? For going second? Ooh. Well, now that's funny. That's an interesting tech choice. So what they're saying is, okay, the deck is 40 cards, 41, right? And so technically that you wouldn't play grass in a deck like that, right? You would not play grass here, but if you go second in certain matchups, if they deck thin a lot, right? Like, for example, Rescue Ace is the example he's making, is like they tutor like a lot of cards from their deck and they search a little bit. So they're down like 5, 6, 7 cards, right? And so you can activate like grass to mill 6 or 7, which is just like, that's good, right? I mean, that's very solid. Interesting. It's only 1, I'm assuming, because they have thrust, but then at the same time, they also only have 1 thrust. But I mean, I guess that's the reasoning, you know. I'm sure more people are doing this, but it's the first time I've actively noticed it. That is not a bad strategy to use grass in like a 40 card deck, just because going second, your opponent is gonna deck thin like crazy. Also, like, imagine in the mirror match, right? You go second, your opponent goes Chaos Ruler and shit, and you just activate grass. Either it baits a negate or it mills like 8 cards. That seems good. Right? That seems good. Interesting. Can you tell us about some cards that you felt were the MVP? Tillman's Sharon was pretty good today, because it's a card that can suddenly pop out of the hand and begin circulating, as opposed to cards that can be used when normal summoned. Oh. Sharon is a good card. Even if Ash Blossom is used against it, you don't lose any cards, and it remains in your hand. Also, it can discard synergistic cards like Agido and Kelbeck, or another Tierlist that appeared in my hand. Ah. Sharon is indeed a good card. Tell us about your expectations for the World Championship. Since I'm attending, I'm going there to win. All right. We have another Giga Chat attitude. All right. Those are your 5 Japanese representatives. Just so you know. I thought this was a fun read. I hope they do more like that. I thought this was fun. All right. For Central America, we don't have interviews, but we can at least like recap a little bit who qualified just before we do the draft, right? We're gonna do a draft in a bit. Chat against me. But yeah. Central America, we had Roberto Lopez Arce from Mexico qualifying with Labyrinth, and this is through the points playoff. They qualified through the points playoffs with Labyrinth. There we go. Tierlist when? Tierlist also in a bit. Hold up. All right, we have Roberto with Labyrinth. We have from China. I do not know how to pronounce this, but they qualified with Super Heavy Samurai. They also got a big ass, whatever this is, voucher for something. I guess this is their invite letter. From Korea, we don't have an image of the player, but the Korean representative is there's only one, and they qualified with Ishizu Tierlemans. Poggers. From Asia, rest of Asia, excluding Japan, China, Korea, we have 2 players at Worlds. That's a crazy picture with all the playmats. First place, we had Lin Yu Jun. I'm sorry if I butcher any of the names, by the way. From Taiwan. And Satanantana Rungno Pakunzi from Thailand. And we had Pearly and Adventure Synchron. Infinite, thank you for the 10 months. And Dead Eye Bullseye, thank you for the 6 months and the kind words. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. So there we have those. From South America, we have Juan Mateo Augusto Renteria Pastor with Adventure Melfi Sprite. And we have Santiago Marin Lopez with Kashtira. Europe, we have Dinka Boy qualified with Labyrinth. We all saw that. Gabriel Susi with Runic Furhire, I believe. And Jonas played Runic Life Twin Sprite. Those were the qualifier duelists. Yo, Eradicate. I just realized Eradicator was in all 3 of their decks. Cool. From the main event, we had Oliver Newton, Christian Thomas, Yoho An, and Jessica Robinson. Or Robertson? Robinson. With Rika, Kashtira, Labyrinth, and Kashtira. So those are our European representatives. Oceanics, we had Kunlun Lei with Kashtira and Po Jiang with Pearly. Also no pictures, sadly. And then last but not least, the 6 people from NA. We got Jeremy Mitchell, Enzo Fialos. I forgot the names of the other 2. I'm sorry. Lars Bergquist and Gerardo Varela. All 4 Kashtira duelists. All 4 Kashtira duelists. And then from the playoffs, we had Steven Santoli, the Exo Sister Gigachad, proving everyone wrong. And we had Paulie Aronson with Kashtira. He's already world champion. You were a fool not to take him. Who? Oh, Jeremy. Yeah. I get it. All right. And those are... I think we've covered everyone now. Did I forget anyone? I don't think so. This is all your representatives for the World Championship. So now I'm trying to think how we draft. Because there's technically 28 options. There's 28 options, but what we could do is 1 region, 1 player. How many options can I put in a poll? How many options do I have? 5? 5. I can do 5 options. So I can do Japan. There's too many regions even. There's too many regions and there's also too many players from some regions. Wasn't there a tool where I for 3 poll, dude, it's so much time. We could also just do we could split by regions. Like we could split the 6 NA duelists. Like chat gets 3, I get 3. I don't know how we do it with Japan, but straw poll. Hold up, straw poll. I could also do a straw poll. Joe Bro, thank you for the 4 months. How does this work? Straw poll, I can have... I remember there being... there was a tool. I've seen some people use it. I've never used it myself. But there used to be a tool, or it probably still exists, where you have to, all you have to do is like type 1 in chat or type 2 in chat and it'll count how many people do that. Do you know what I'm talking about? We could use that, because then we could just do like the numbers 1 to 28 and you just have to type which one and the thing is going to count it. How does that work? I don't know what that's called. I don't know the website. That is unfortunate. I mean, we could just have a straw poll. We could have a straw poll with 28 options. It allows that. Chat vote. Hold up. What is this? Not connected. Oh, I can connect. Hold up. So how does this work? What was that short? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in a bit. The straw poll is fine. I mean, I'm yeah, I guess. Can someone type 1 in chat real quick? Because I'm trying to see something. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, this is better. Oh, yes, this is better. Hold up. I found this one. This one is nice. This one is nice. I just need to put all the... I just need to put all the options in. Give me a second. Stop voting. Restart. I just need to put all the do we even need the names? I guess we do need the names. Hold up. Delete and reset. All right, we got Bop. 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 All right, state I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Bop. Bop. It hasn't started yet. You can't vote yet. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Please don't cap at like 20. Please don't be capped at 20. I'm begging you. Thank you. It's not capped at 20. Bro, this is small. Okay, hold up. We'll have to figure this out in a second. Bro, why is it so small? Huh? Okay, this is better. What if I do start voting? Okay, chat, these are your options. You need to vote for a duelist. Why is it so small? Pie chart, bar chart. Okay, I can make it bigger. It's a little bit scuffed, but I guess it works. Okay, you vote by typing the number of whoever you want. Right? You type the number of the duelist that you want. And then, you know. Ooh, Dinkabui pulling out ahead. I don't know for how long we'll leave each round running, I guess. Dinkabui, Jessica Robinson, Hasegawa Akira, Gabriel Susi in the lead right now. All right, we got. I think Dinkabui wins round 1. I think Dinkabui wins round 1. I think we can stop here. Stop voting. Can I remove an option? I need to remove Dinkabui because you voted for Dinkabui. There it is, Dinkabui. And Dinkabui goes to team chat. Bob, can you reset? I can reset. Hold up. First, I need to pick, though. Who am I picking? Who's my first pick, dude? This is hard. I don't want to hurt any feelings. You know what? I'm just gonna be mean and pick the first Japanese player. I'm just gonna pick them. I'm tryharding. I'm hurting all the feelings of all the people that I know. I'm just picking the Japanese dude. The winner. All right. Restart the poll. Yes, so it's reset. What's the best way to look at it? Okay, it looks a little bit better now. All right, chat. These are your options. Start voting. Start voting for who you want to draft next. Oh, Jessica pulling out ahead, 33%. 38%. The Japanese second place duelist also going strong. Gabriel Susi going strong. How has there only been 5 people voting for Jonas, for example? That is crazy. Also, Paulie with the 2 votes. Christian Thomas with the 2 votes. Y'all are disrespectful. Enzo, 1 vote? That is insane. I want the gamblers. Bro, I'm just gonna pick. I hope y'all aware that I'm just gonna pick. You guys are gonna keep voting for people you guys know. And I'm just gonna pick all the OCG duelists while you do it. I'm just taking all the OCG duelists away while y'all pick for the people that you know. All right, Jessica wins this one. Jessica wins this one. You get Jessica Robinson. Where is she? I need to remove her from the poll. You get Jessica Robinson. Bop. And I'm just honestly, I'm doing the pull down technique. I'll keep pulling down on the spreadsheet until you guys pick someone that I was gonna pick. All right. Next round. Oh, wait, no, I didn't remove. Stop, I didn't remove my option. Okay, hold. Now. Do not vote 3, chat. Don't vote 3. Vote the people that you know. Oh my god, it's 50%. Nah, don't do it. Don't ruin my strategy. Pick Gabriel Susi, guys. Nah, it's 50%, dude. Nah, like no shot. I baited you guys. I didn't want you guys to vote for number 3. All right, it seems like you guys have decided to get number 3. You guys have acquired number 3. All right, so I'm taking number 3 out of it, and I am going to pick. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna be as annoying as possible. I'm just always picking who you guys wanted. Oh no, this is wrong. I'm just gonna pick Gabriel now. Cause I'm just gonna be the most annoying possible. I'm just always gonna friggin' take away whoever you guys wanted like the second most. Where's Gabriel? And we reset and we start. All right, go. You guys know what to do. You guys know the drill. Droll thank you for the 8 months. Appreciate that. Also, for the people asking for the tier list, we are doing the tier list right after this. Don't worry. Right after this, we're gonna hop into some tier list creation. Oh, the Yo squad going strong. Not a bad pick, in my opinion. Not a bad pick, chat. Jonas also going strong. Also, this is the Tierlist duelist, is it not? Oh, I see what y'all doing. I see what y'all are doing. The Tierlist duelist is going strong as well. You guys want the gambler, huh? But I have a question for you. What is the Tierlist duelist gonna do without Chaos Ruler? Chaos Ruler is banned. I want you to know that. What are we gambling on in Worlds without Chaos Ruler? What are we doing? I ask you that question. All right, Yo wins. I'm stopping the count. You guys have picked. You guys are just picking up all of Europe. I'm picking up the Pearly Duelist. Y'all can have the Tierlist Duelist. I want the Pearly Duelist on my team. This was the Pearly Duelist. All right. Run it. You know what? You know what? We will save time. I'll you know, chat, you guys, you just want the tier limit gambler now. I know it. I know you just want the tier limit gambler. I just know. So I think we can save up some time here. We can save the time. Hold up. You guys get that. And I'm gonna get who played like a very base deck. I'm just gonna assemble all of the tier limit the purely duelist. I'm just picking Poe. I'm picking Poe. And now it's your turn again. You can start voting now. Wait, why is it number 8? Why has Skrelp? I feel like you guys are just picking whatever Skrelp says. So I might as well. I could have just gone into a call with Skrelp and you guys would have picked the exact same duelists. Like, we could have just saved all this time had I just called up Skrelp and have him pick. It would have been the same thing. It would have just been the same thing. Well, you guys have picked number 8. Why is it number 8? Oh, okay. The other tier limit duelist. I see. Team chat. I'm taking... honestly, I'm going with the Pearly duelists. I'm Team Pearly. I have all the Pearly duelists. Actually, oh, no, I think I'm dumb. I made a misstep. I misstepped. Because... Nah, I'm an idiot. Oh, God. Okay. I'm an idiot. You know why? Because Pearly does not work in Worlds format. I just realized that. I just realized Pearly sucks in Worlds format. So all of the Pearly duelists have to readjust and play a different deck. I'm dumb. Okay. Well, that was maybe not that smart of me, but it is what it is. Reset, start. Boom. Ooh, that's a tough one. It's close. There's a lot of people voting for different. Oh, Jonas. Oh, Jonas going strong. All right, you guys want Jonas? You guys want Jonas Koschel? Jonas and Steven Santoli are the first two right now. Now, I will say, Steven Santoli, Exo Sister, is at full power for Worlds. Whatever that means, Exo Sister is at full power. I just want to throw that out there. I just want to throw that out there. All right, y'all have decided for Jonas Koschel. You just have all of Europe. Team chat, and I am picking... I'm gonna go with Polly. So I have Polly, and you guys have Jonas. And we reset the poll, and we go again. All right, we're almost done. Not that many. I mean, it's still like, we're over halfway done. We're definitely over halfway done, but... Ooh, Christian Thomas next. I think that was going to be my next pick. But okay, you guys are stealing. You guys are literal thieves. Literal thievery. Team Europe completed? No. You still... First of all, I have Gabriel, and you're still missing Oliver Newton for that. All right. Christian Thomas it is. I am picking up Enzo. Huh? Oh. All right, let's go. Why are you all so... What happened? What happened in chat that everyone is voting 7 now? What happened? Scrub said it? Oh. His name is Satan. Oh, true. You don't want to complete Team Europe? Why are y'all not completing Team Europe? Okay, there's no shot. There's no shot you're ever gonna make this. I don't know where this is coming from. It's such a weird hive mind behavior. Cause like y'all did not vote for 7 once so far, and now it's just like 50%. It's kind of crazy. Okay, who do I take? I'm just taking China. I'm taking China. I am Team China. Okay, so you picked this player. I picked that player. Reset. Start. Hello? Okay. Steven Santoli pulling ahead at 56%. All right, I think that's enough. I think that's enough. I think once someone hits 50% after a while, it's just not beatable anymore. So you all have Steven Santoli now. You all have Steven Santoli, and I will acquire... I'm going to leave you Oliver Newton to complete the EU, except for Gabriel Susi. I'm going to pick... I'm just gonna pick Jeremy Mitchell because he's already a world champion, right? He won the North American World Championship. I'm just gonna pick the one that has experience with winning a world championship, right? So there you go. There you go. Reset. Let's go. We have Jesus and Satan. Okay, that's one strategy. That certainly is one strategy to go with. Yep. Set bonus. Okay. All right. Well. Where is it there? All right. Who do I pick? I pick the Oceanic Champion. Why not? I'm picking the Oceanic Champion. So you have Jesus and I have Kunlunle. Reset. Start your votes. Everyone gets 3 more picks. 3 more picks for you, 3 more picks for me. And then we're done. Okay, holy shit. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, number 25 it is. Okay, just so that it's faster. Number 25. And I am picking... This. Pop. And you had this, right? All right. Reset. Start the votes. All right. Couple more votes. 50% for Oliver Newton. I'm leaving it. At 50%. Come on. Ah. Ah. I feel like y'all are purposely voting for other options now just to make it not end. Ah! Ah! Oh! That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, now y'all are voting for the other one. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop the count. Oliver Newton goes to team chat. I am going for Gerardo Varela, and now it's just bop, bop, reset, start. Y'all have to decide for one of the two duelists remaining. Are y'all trying to get it to 50-50? Is that what y'all are trying? I think that's what y'all are trying. I think y'all are trying to be annoying right now. I will soon count down from 10, and if it's 50-50, if it's 50-50 when I stop counting down from 10, I will just pick one. You don't get both, no. If it's 50-50, we get both. Okay, if it's 50-50, if I count down from 10, you get both. But I will say it's not fair. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was not 50-50. It was not 50-50. You guys get Roberto and I get Santiago. And this is our draft. Okay, and we will compare next week. Who did better. Also, I'm seeing a lot of messages in chat of like partner anniversary. That is something I don't even know about. Does it say somewhere that it's my partner anniversary? Where is that? Does it say that somewhere? Like on your guys' Twitch page? Where is that? It says that? Where does it say that? Hold up. Because I don't know about this. Hold up. Oh, it does say that. Celebrate the partner anniversary with the party hat emote. Poggers. Celebrating. This is, by the way, the only reaction content from now on. We're going to be reacting to ourselves now. That's the only way we can do it, chat. That's the only way we can react now. It's unfortunately not possible in other ways. Okay. Well, I guess it's my partner anniversary. I didn't know that. Dude, it's been a year since we got partnered. That's a long time. That's crazy. Thank you all for being here, by the way. Thank you all for being here, helping me get there. I appreciate you. I did not know it was 1 year already that we got partnered, but here we are, a year later apparently, still going strong. Very happy with I'm very happy with the community that we fostered in the last year. I think it's been quite quite fun. Plutuna, thank you for the 3 months. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Even the people that are newer than, you know, that haven't been here from day one, still appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for making home office more interesting. See, I try my best. And I'm glad that a lot of you like it to like watch, follow, subscribe, support the channel in any ways. Appreciate all of you. Thank you. Now we are going to move on to another discussion for the World Championship that is coming up, which is a little bit of a meta discussion because I've prepared a couple things. First of all, there's this graphic that we've already looked at. In the past, which is like it's basically giving all the info on all the meta decks and what's hit in them with all the restrictions that apply both from the OCG and the TCG. So that is something that we shall okay. Okay. All right, so this wonderful graphic here, which I actually don't know who did it. If I knew who did it, I would shout them out right now, but it doesn't say anywhere here. I would, but I don't know where. Someone on my Discord posted it this morning. I'm not sure who made it, but it's very interesting. So we're gonna take a look at it. Basically, because the world's ban list always combines TCG and OCG ban lists, a lot of the decks tend to be hit very hard, very severely. It's a huge change to both formats, basically. It's a huge change to both formats because for us, there's a lot of cards on the OCG ban list that are legal for us and the other way around. For the OCG, it's also a very big change because some of their newest sets are not legal yet. It's funny because technically playing the World Championship for the OCG is basically how we feel when we boot up Master Duel. It's basically how we feel when we boot up Master Duel because it's like a couple months back, right? Like the newest cards just are missing, right? So that's kind of how it feels for them. Because like Age of Overlord, not legal. Even Duelist Nexus is not legal yet. Keep that in mind. Duelist Nexus is out in the TCG now, but Duelist Nexus is not legal for Worlds. So that is something to keep note of. Duelist Nexus is not legal. Okay, so Branded is very severely hit, I think, but it is probably still viable. But we'll talk about, like, I've extracted a lot of the decks from the, like, into a tier list. We're going to talk about the Master Duel format a little bit. But Branded, did I include Branded? I hope I did. Yeah, I did include Branded. Branded is included. Branded has only one Branded fusion and only one Branded opening. You know, like the random consistency hits that they made in the OCG to Branded apply for Worlds. One Branded fusion, one Branded opening. You only have one Dubellion, one Magnamute. However, for Branded, I think that means that doesn't mean too much for Branded. Branded can get away with one Lubellion, one Saronir, one Magnamute. That's fine. No Expulsion, just like in the TCG. No Dragoon, just like in the TCG. Well, no, it's legal in the TCG, but it's not legal in the OCG. But Dragoon is not necessary. So my personal evaluation of Branded is that it's probably playable with you. I think you have to go 40 cards. I think you have to go 40 cards because 1 Branded Fusion, 1 Opening, 3 Aluber. You just have to do 40. Like probably something with Allure. Something with Allure of Darkness in 40 cards could work. If you can get to your Branded Fusion and Aluber via, like, you can Allure Banished Tragedy and stuff like that. You can play Synchro Branded, but that really wants the Bestials, right? Synchro Branded really wants Magnamut and Lubellion. I think that deck is not very strong without those. So I'm not sure, but Branded is playable for sure. It's probably good if we talk about these side by side. Hold up. What did I do? Here. Yeah. Okay. We can do the bomb. We can, because now that I've talked about it, now that I've talked about the deck, I feel like I should rank it. So I think Branded. Actually, let me rename this category. Let me rename this category and then record a YouTube intro as well. Let's do decks to beat. Let's do good. Mid. Bad. And maybe we do like a sleeper pick category. I think that makes sense. Right? Before ranking the decks, I'd be interested if you think the world's meta will overall be slower than OCG TCG, would impact a lot of rankings. Well, okay, so the way it usually goes for worlds is that there's a lot of interesting dynamics, but the biggest thing is that all of the decks, or a majority of the top decks, are weaker, a lot weaker, because for a couple reasons, right? Galzo, thank you for the 8 months. The reason why our TCG decks are always a lot weaker when going into worlds, because of Japan being a couple months ahead of us, right? Japan being a couple months ahead of us means that they are also ahead of us with their ban lists, right? And so that very often means that our decks that are currently top tier have already been hit on the ban list in the OCG, right? And that's why they will also be hit on at the Worlds. Because, for example, Kashtira. Kashtira is the prime example right now, because it was meta in the OCG months ago, but they've already addressed it properly on a ban list. Like, Kashtira has already been demolished for the OCG on the ban list, and this ban list also counts for the World Championship. So Kashtira, rip, right? Currently top meta, everything revolves around Kashtira in the TCG, right? It's like the centerpiece. The centerpiece of the format in the TCG is Kashtira, and it's just gone for Worlds, which I think is also one of the main reasons, maybe, why the TCG duelists historically have not been doing so well at Worlds. At least I think, from my perspective, as someone who's played at Worlds a couple times, it is incredibly hard to make the shift from a format that is very centered around certain decks, right, into a format that is completely without those, right? It's like you have let's say you qualified through the main event, like European Championships, right? You have a month to prepare for Worlds. It's very hard to find testing partners because no one else in the world really cares about the format, right? And then it's really hard to find testing partners, and you have to adjust to a format that is basically very, very different. Now, I'm not saying the OCG has it easy. The OCG does not have it easy because there's also obviously key differences, mainly Max C, right? Max C being gone at Worlds is a huge difference, of course. But I will say, the more restrictive ban list in general for all the meta decks is usually the OCG one, because it simply gets the hits first. The OCG simply gets all the hits first. And so, for example, last time, the 2019 World Championship, I'm using this one as an example because I think it was a very good example. That was basically, it was in Europe, we just had toss format, right? Europe was toss format with like Danger Thunder, Sky Striker, Orchist, and Salamangreat. And the OCG at the time of Worlds, had already gotten like a new ban list that like banned Orchist Nightmare, not Orchist Nightmare, Nightmare Mermaid. And they already had like the version of Salamangreat that I think it was, what was it, 1 Gazelle? I think it was 1 Gazelle, and we still had 3 in the TCG. It was no dangers because we had dangers, but they didn't have them yet. So basically, the difference was that they were already used to playing a format with 1 Gazelle, without dangers, and without Nightmare Mermaid, right? They already knew how to play in an environment like that, right? And we didn't. We had to figure out ourselves. I remember spending multiple days or multiple weeks on trying to figure out whether Orchist was still good, whether Salamangreat was still good, whether Thunder Dragon was still good without the dangers, right? A lot of those things is stuff that we had to spend time on. We had to spend a lot of time on figuring that out, and they just knew that, right? Because Salamangreat won that year. And honestly, we did not expect as much Salamangreat because in our testing it didn't perform as well, right? But I think they just knew that it was good because they'd been playing with it, right? But it's just that I mean, we probably should have found it. We probably should have found Salamangreat. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably, if we had tested more, if we had tested better, maybe we would have found it. But we just didn't have that much time, dude. We just didn't have that much time to figure it out. We had like a month to figure out an entirely new format, and like it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. But anyways, all right. Salad did dominate, yeah, 2019. Anyways, this is also going to be a YouTube video while I'm gone to Japan. I need to prepare some content for during the World Championship. So we're gonna turn this into a YouTube video. Say hello to YouTube chat. Welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning into the video. We are talking about the World Championship format for TCG and OCG right now. I have prepared a tier list. I've prepared a little tier list, and I'm gonna rank some decks on decks to beat, good, mid, bad, and some sleeper picks maybe for the upcoming World Championship. I assume most watchers of this channel, either on YouTube or on Twitch, are going to follow the World Championship. It's going to be a very interesting event. I personally think the format is very, very cool. I've personally been caught up with preparing for Master Duel these last couple of weeks because I'm going to be playing not in this World Championship, I'm playing the Master Duel World Championship. But still, I think this year's TCG OCG format is very interesting. And I'm also going to use the this little graphic here as for context, right? Because it lists a lot of the key changes to a lot of the top tier decks in the Master Duel World Championship. If I find the creator of this image, I'm going to link it in the YouTube description because as of now, I've only found the image. I don't know who made it. I would like to give credit to it, but I don't know who did it. So I'm going to try and find the link and put it in the description. For now, we're just going to use it as for context, right? And you have to understand that for Worlds, it combines the OCG and the TCG ban list. It's ready for duel. Okay, then shout out to Ready for Duel for the infographic. The link is going to be in the description down below. It combines TCG and OCG, which means that for branded fusion is limited, branded opening is limited, Lubellion is limited, Magnamut is limited because they are all limited in the OCG, and Dragoon is also banned. Dragoon is also banned because it's banned in the OCG. The Expulsion, I know, is banned in the TCG. I don't know if it's also banned in the OCG, but that's the hits to branded. I think branded is still fine. It's a little bricky. It's a little bricky because only one fusion, one opening. The one Lubellion doesn't really matter. Most branded decks only play one anyways to send with branded fusion. I think the deck will struggle with consistency, but it's fine overall. I think it's a solid choice for this event. It will have to be 40 cards, I think. Like, I think it will have to be 40 cards to be consistently getting to branded fusion. Like, maybe like a 40 card deck with Allure of Darkness to banish Tragedy to get more consistent access to Aluber is something. One thing that's worth noting, though, is that if you get Valor or Imperm are going to be very strong against it, because you, if you don't find branded fusion, then like it's very hard to hard draw it. The branded Synchro deck is okay, but I don't think that... I think that deck doesn't handle one Lubellion, one Magnamut very well, but I'm going to put branded in a solid... Like, this deck is just solid, I think. It's not... I don't think it's the top deck to beat in this format, but it is definitely to be expected. Like, I think a couple people are going to be bringing branded and performing decent with it, right? I think that's to be expected. Pearly. Where is Pearly? Pearly is bad. The reason why Pearly is bad is because the TCG and the OCG have hit Pearly in two different ways. Because in the TCG, Delicious Memory is at 1. In the OCG, Sleepy Memory is at 1. At Worlds, that means both are at 1, which is just horrible for consistency. It's just terrible for Pearly. Also, Duelist Nexus is not legal yet, so you don't have the new XYZ either. So there's just nothing going right for Pearly. I honestly don't expect anyone to bring Pearly to this event. I really don't think so. This deck is just not it, I don't think. Like, it is just not it for this format. Sprites. Sprite is interesting. Actually, it's not that interesting. 1 jet, 1 blue, 1 starter, no Ronin, rip, no elf, rip. Pure Sprite is not playable under those conditions. Pure Sprite is not playable. It will simply not play through hand traps. It is simply not something you can do. So Pure Sprite, I would also say, is bad based on the restrictions that they have in both formats. You simply cannot pull up with Sprite. The one thing I think you can do, and that ties into the next category of Runics. Runic Stun only has 1 fountain, which makes the deck bad, I think. However, I think if this might be me coping, because I'm a Runic Sprite enjoyer, but I personally think that you can play Runic Sprite with 1 fountain, because the fountain in Runic Sprite is really something that's the most important on the first turn. I'm not gonna say that it's a good deck. I'm not gonna say that it's a good deck because I had no time to confirm whether it is or not. I did not test this for Worlds. I did not. However, what I will say is that if I was qualified for Worlds, I would have definitely tried it. I think the most potent version would have been Runic Furhire Sprite. I'm going to put that into a sleeper deck. I think if someone took the time to experiment with this, maybe they found something. Maybe. Right? Because there's a chance, there's a big chance that just no one brings this deck to Worlds. And that's one of the, on the one hand, it's very cool about Worlds, but on the other hand, it's kind of sad because it's only a tournament with 28 duelists. It's only a deck with 28 players. It's a tournament with 28 players, which means that very, very often things in the format just go unnoticed, right? Sometimes, if no one brings it, you will never know how it would have performed if someone found it, right? Like, maybe no one brings it, but maybe someone like, I'm looking at someone like Dinka Bui, right? I'm looking like someone like Dinka Bui who's had major success with different runic variations in the past. I'm sure that Dinka Bui tried to make Runic Sprite work for this event. And if he liked it enough to bring it, I would say he got a good chance at doing well with it, right? But maybe he just thinks it's not good enough, and then no one is going to play it, right? Maybe it's just going to be Labyrinth or another deck, right? And so I think if someone messes with this and brings it and finds a good list, I think they have a chance. But of course, not a given that someone even does look at it, right? Kashtira, luckily, is completely dead. Kashtira has 1 Unicorn, 1 Planet, 1 Rysart, no Diablosis, no Fenrir. Good God. Thank God we're not going to have to watch Kashtira in this World Championship. There's no way. There's no way Kashtira does anything, I think. Like, I don't see how. And now, welcome to Tierlist, the deck with the longest list of cards on the ban list probably ever in Yu-Gi-Oh! Freaking Tierlist cards are everywhere on the ban list. It feels like half the ban list is Tierlist cards by now, and it's still meta in the OCG. Now, I have a hard time imagining this deck doing well. I have a very hard time, but it's not dead. As weird as it sounds, 1 Sharon, 1 Rhino, 1 Havness, 1 Merly, 1 Agido, 1 Keldo, 1 Mudora, 1 Kelbeck, 1 Perla Rhino. Now, the OCG still plays it, but the OCG still plays it because of Chaos Ruler. The thing is, I have underestimated Tierlist in the past. In the OCG, I've like the last 2 or 3 ban lists that they got in the OCG, I was like, hey, now it's dead, now it's dead, now it's dead, and it never was. So I'm not gonna call it bad. I'm gonna throw it in mid. I'm gonna throw it in mid because someone freaking surprises me and brings like the craziest danger Tierlist pile, and maybe it just performs. I don't know, dude. I don't know, but like I'm not gonna call this. I'm not gonna call it bad. Because I also think that's one thing about this tier list that you have to consider. Because of what I said earlier, where it's only 28 players, what can win and what can't win is like heavily dependent on what these players will choose to play, right? Like, hypothetically, Runic Sprite could be good in this format, but if no one plays it, then it can't do well, right? And so you have to think about how likely is it that someone plays this deck, right? And I think the OCG players are not unlikely to try Tierlist, right? The OCG players, because they've been playing Tierlist for so long, they will definitely try it without Chaos Ruler and see if they still like it. And maybe they still like it and still bring it, right? And so that's why I think there's a realistic chance that we have a couple Tierlist players at Worlds, right? So that could definitely happen. That could definitely happen. Super Heavy Samurai has 1 crossbow, or whatever it's called, Soul Piercer, 2 bikes. This one is banned, the FTK Enabler, and the Scarecrow is banned. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that deck is not good. I haven't even included it here in the tier list maker. I see that right now. I don't even have it here because I don't think it was worth mentioning, but it's included in the graphics, so I guess, you know. Maybe as an engine somewhere. Maybe as an engine somewhere with just Vakaushi into Baron, maybe, right? But not as its own deck. Not as its own deck, I don't think. Dragon Link. Dragon Link has a couple of hits on the ban list. However, I still think Dragon Link is solid. 1 Lubellion, 1 Magna, 1 Druis hurts. For sure, it hurts. But you can still play Dragon Link, I think. You still got 6 Bestials overall, plus Lubellion. You have 1 in 1 of the Chaos Baby Dragons, but we have those at 1 in the TCG since forever. I think Dragon Link is good. I think Dragon Link is a good deck. Especially because if decks like Branded and Tier are to be expected, of course you get additional value from having a Bestial-based strategy. So I think Dragon Link is good. I don't think it's the deck to beat. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be the most represented deck or anything. But Dragon Link is fine. Fluanda Reese has only 1 map, no statue, and also not mentioned here, but it only has 1 prosperity, which I think makes the deck very mid overall. It still is playable, I think. I'm not sure if anyone will. But, like, that technically, 1 map, 1 prosperity, and statue missing still makes it better than in Master Duel, for example, right? It still is better than it is in Master Duel because it has more copy. It has terraforming, I think. Terraforming is not banned in the OCG. They still have terraforming, which is banned in Master Duel, for example. You still have multiple Empins, which is also limited in Master Duel. So the deck is fine. I think. I wouldn't call it good. I think it's the bottom of mid. I don't know if anyone even wants to play this deck, but I think you could if you really wanted to. So yeah. Other relevant cards worth noting has a couple of the trap cards. I guess we should talk about some of the decks that have not really been touched on the ban list. It lists Sky Striker here. I am go out on a limb and say Sky Striker is still very, very mid. Maybe it's even bad, but I'm gonna call it bottom of mid. Like it's bottom of mid, top of bad. I don't think Striker is to be expected. I don't think Striker is to be expected. Don't say deck to beat, chat. Let's be real. Don't say deck to beat. Don't say deck to beat, please. Yeah, nah. I don't really see it. I don't really see it, but yeah, okay. Labyrinth, I will say, is one of the decks to beat. Labyrinth only has one skill drain, because that's one of the few things that's based about the OCG ban list, that they limited skill drain. But that's not that important, honestly. One skill drain is still plenty for, like, Furniture Labyrinth doesn't even need it at all, technically. I think you can get away without it. You don't have Garura for punishment, but that's something you can deal with, honestly. I don't think that's too important. Karma Cannon is not allowed, but that's fine. I think there's enough other good options to replace stuff like Punishment or Karma Cannon. That deck is just very, very good. That deck is very solid. It can play a very solid amount of hand traps to deal with stuff like Branded, Dragon Link, other top tier decks that we're going to talk about. Furniture Labyrinth is one of definitely deck to beat for this World Championship. There's definitely going to be multiple Labyrinth duelists. The one thing that's pulling down Labyrinth, in my opinion, is that it is the deck to beat, right? The fact that everyone who's testing for Worlds is gonna have Labyrinth on their radar, right? People will either main deck for Lab or side deck for Lab for sure, right? People are gonna be prepared for Lab, which is a downside to it. I still think it's a very respectable deck. We have a lot of, I think, very strong duelists from the TCG as well, who are very likely to bring Labyrinth to this event. I don't know if anyone does. I don't have any info, but I think it's very likely that some duelists will play Labyrinth from the TCG. I think the OCG duelists are also very, very likely to play Labyrinth. They did like the deck a lot. So Labyrinth is definitely to be expected. Draco Slayer is not very good. There's better combo decks in this World Championship, I think. But okay. Dark World is technically full power. I'm going to put Dark World in the sleeper category because Dark World also has a good matchup against Labyrinth. The problem for Dark World, I think, is that people are going to be playing stuff like, I think Droll is not unlikely to appear in side decks. Cards like Shifter are not unlikely to appear in some side decks. But I still think Dark World, if someone takes the time to cook up a solid list, that could be one of the combo decks that can pull out ahead. It does struggle a little bit against... it does struggle a tiny bit against Bestials from these two decks. But still, I think Dark World is something to look at, you know. Exo Sister is at full power besides one Prosperity, and it only has 2 Shifters. I think Exo Sister for this Worlds format is okay. I'm surprised that, but the more I think about it, it's solid. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of the good category, because I think it is adjustable enough to where it can tech well into most of the matchups. Like if you expect a lot of Labyrinth, you can make a Exo Sister list that's really solid into it. I also, the one reason why I'm going to say this deck is, I'm going to put this deck into this category and not into the mid category, is because there is one duelist in particular that I'm thinking about, and that's Steven Santoli. I think it's like, I don't know, 80% chance or 90% chance that Steven Santoli just plays Exo Sister for this event again, right? He's been doing well with it in the remote duel YCS. He won, and he qualified for Worlds with Exo Sister. I think someone who's that experienced with Exosister has a very solid chance to bring it to Worlds again and do well with it again, right? The deck is unhit. They know the deck very well, so like the short preparation time doesn't matter as much when you've been playing a deck for months, right? So I think that's a strong indicator that there will be at least one strong Exosister duelist in the event. And that's why I'm giving it. I'm just assigning it a solid chance to do well at the tournament. I think that is an advantage that is not to be underestimated in Worlds, when there's only like 3 weeks to prepare for the event. To have a deck that's at full power and you've been playing it for weeks and months, I think that's good, right? That's good. Speaking of this, the same goes for Rika. Like, I don't think Rika is super well positioned into this format, right? I think Rika can have a tough time against Lab. Rika can have a tough time against some other decks that play a lot of hand traps, possibly like Dragon Link can play a lot of hand traps. But Jessica has been playing Rika for at this point, it's not even months, it's probably years, right? And she just has, I think she's just very, very well positioned because she knows the deck in and out, and I think she's gonna play the deck again. I would be very surprised if she turns up with a different deck. So in that case, I think Rika is solid. I don't know if I would call it an overall like good deck, right? But I think just the fact that Jessica is probably going to be playing it, there's a solid chance it performs, right? So we're putting that there. Let's talk about hand trap strategies in general. I've included these 3, the Math Mech combo piles, the Math Mech 1-card combo with hand trap piles, because I think they are all, I mean, Adignister and Marincess are at full power. Math Mech is 1 circular, so it's basically the TCG version. It's also at 1 in the OCG. It's basically that. In order to evaluate these decks, you just have to evaluate how strong hand traps are in this format, right? Like Ash and Bell look very good in this format. I want to say that. Ash and Bell are really good against Lab. Ash and Bell are also very solid against Branded. Ash and Bell are also good against Dragon Link. Ash is good against Exosister. Bell, not so much, I think. Bell, not really. Bell sucks, but it's fine. And then Ash is good against Rika. Is Bell solid against Rika? I'm trying to think. If Bell annoys Rika. It does? I guess you can Bell... Do you Bell the twin that they summon from Sowing? You can Bell the one that tries to revive, right? I guess it can do something. Oh no, twin is chain blocked, okay. Okay, well, anyways, Ash and Bell are also good against Tier. Ash is good against Flu. I think that makes hand trap decks okay, right? Hand trap decks just seem fine in this format. Out of the hand trap decks, though, I think Marincess is probably the best because it's just very consistent. I think Marincess goes somewhere here. I would say, or maybe Sleeper. Maybe Marincess is a sleeper pick, right? Maybe Marincess is a solid sleeper pick for Worlds. You don't have Toad, but that's not that important. Math Mech mid, Adignister mid. I don't expect people to show up with these, right? I don't think it's likely that people show up with these, but like, yeah. Manadium is, I think, okay. It's basically the current TCG version of Manadium, right? Because we don't have the cards from Duelist Nexus yet. But most Manadium lists in the TCG already are like fine. So maybe it's here? Maybe Manadium is just fine? Maybe it's a sleeper pick. But I think it's fine. Scareclaw, I think, is mid. Sword Soul is the definition of top of mid. Like, Sword Soul is at full power. Sword Soul is at full power, pretty much. No Protoss, but I mean, that counts. So Sword Soul is fine for Worlds. Sword Soul can play a decent amount of hand traps. I think Sword Soul is okay. I also think there is a decent chance that people play Sword Soul, like 2 to 3 Sword Souls maybe. Yeah, somewhere around here I would put Sword Soul. Yeah. Trap Tricks, I don't think will show up much. The problem with Trap Tricks is that everyone who's preparing for Labyrinth will also, I think, have a solid time against Trap Tricks, right? It just seems like a worse version of Labyrinth to me for this format. But it's definitely not bad. Like, Trap Tricks is just not a bad deck. So only because it's worse than Lab doesn't mean it's bad, right? But I think it's fine for this format. Vanquish Soul loses Fenrir. Vanquish Soul loses Fenrir, but still is a very adaptable deck. This is the deck, by the way. This is the deck that benefits, I think, the most from the fact that Ashe and Bell look solid in this format. I like that. I like that you can play a deck with 3 Ashe, 3 Bell, and they have synergy with your deck. I think maybe I'm just gonna call Vanquish Soul a sleeper deck. I think if someone goes into the kitchen and cooks a sick Vanquish Soul deck for this format with Ashe and Bell, I would not be surprised if they ran through this tournament. I think that is one of the decks. It's probably my favorite sleeper deck. For this format. No, Fenrir hurts. Absolutely, I agree with you. Fenrir is a very good card in Vanquish Soul, but you can do without it. Virtual World, I don't even know why I included it. I don't have much faith in Virtual World, but maybe bottom of mid. And those are the decks that I felt like were worth talking about for the World Championship. If you think I've missed anything, drop your predictions either in Twitch chat right now or in the YouTube comment section later, and we'll see who's right and who's wrong about the decks that are going to be present at this year's Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship. I'm excited to see what ends up doing well. Let me know what you think of this tier list in the comments down below. And thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Peace. Bye-bye, YouTube. You know what, chat? I think this year's World Championship format is looking very, very, very interesting. I would be very interested in, like, it would have been such a fun time to prepare for this. I'm almost sad that I qualified for Master Duel instead of TCG, because this seems like there are so many decks that I really want to try in this format that I think have potential, like Vanquish Soul, Dark World, Manadium, Runic. Like, all the sleeper decks here seem very fun to try and figure out if you can break the format with them. Would have been very cool, but yeah. When will the World Championships happen? This weekend. In 4 days. It's only 4 days until Worlds. Oh my god, I'm nervous. Okay, I will go to the toilet really quick and I'll be right back. Give me a second. All right. Bro, Skrelp posted a way to play Kashtira at Worlds. Skrelp, I think Skrelp found a way. Skrelp found the way to play Kashtira at Worlds, dude. 3 Ash, 2 Shifter, 3 Ogre, 3 Rysart, 1 Unicorn, 3 Planet Pathfinder, 3 Scareclaw Kashtira, 3 Tearlaments Kashtira, 2 Instant Contact. Would you be able to? Could you? Do a test hand. Okay, hold up. If the test hand makes a Rysart, well, this will always make a Rysart. Hold up. Because you put 3 hand traps. You only put 3 hand traps. There's no shot you could play it like actually this way, right? You would never actually play it this way because it has only 3 hand traps. I guess you have Shifter. Okay. Let me view my broken deck. Okay. It's busted. Hold up. Where's Unicorn? I can't find it. It's at 1. Boom. Boom. And then you go what? Theosis? Oh, I forgot to add the field spell. Bob. You go Theosis into Ogre. Bob. Sadly, we don't get to add back anything off of Theosis. We could have banished Birth for Scareclaw. Ah, no, wait. We did it suboptimally. First, we banish... No, wait, no, we summon... Chat. Summon... Rysart. And then this gets banished. Rysart banishes Ogre. Activate Birth. Summon out Ogre. Get... Do we get Big Bang to banish from hand with Scareclaw Cash? Hold up. This... Overlay these two into this. Banish Big Bang for Scareclaw Cash. Grab Ogre. Is there another good rank 7 you can make on turn 1? Bro, you play Abyss Gaios. That's crazy. Activate Instant Contact. Summon Airneos. This attaches this. And we make Master of Blades. Oh, I didn't use Shang. I lied. I also, you can't use, you had to use this very early. But I could have ordered it differently, right? I could have ordered it differently. I could have made Shangri-Era first. Maybe. I don't know. Deck is busted is the point. Or not. Actually, this works. No, it does. No, it does. Banish. Activate. What do we do? Just instant contact? We have to do that before. Yeah, we always have to instant contact before we Theosis. Pog. Wait, what? I think it still gets there. Funnily enough, I think we still do we get there? Theosis. How do we get there from here? How do I get here? I don't get there, do I? Add field. Add the field spell. Yo, unicorn add race soth? Okay. Oh, this gets there. Special. Add. Special. Banish unicorn. Add Theosis. Summon whatever. You don't have to use it, but that way we can keep unicorn on the field. Insane. Insane. Yo. Well, this hand gets there. This hand gets there. This is the funniest one to me. This is the funniest one to me. God damn, dude. Yeah. Deck to beat. Deck to beat. Absolutely deck to beat. Oh, man. Man. All right, chat. It is time. It is time. I know it's early. You know what I'm about to say, and I'm already sorry. But we've done everything I had planned for today. And I need to get ready to leave for Worlds. I have to pack my stuff. I have to get ready. I'm flying tomorrow very, very early. I'm flying very, very early tomorrow. That's why I'm not sleeping at home today, because the airport is quite far from me. It's like 2 hours. So I'm sleeping at a friend's house who lives closer. So I'm leaving in a couple hours, and I still need to do a lot of packing and a lot of preparation. get my stuff ready to leave. I just want to say one thing before I leave. I have a lot of pressure right now for Worlds. I feel like it's even more now that I'm a content creator, because I know there's a lot of eyes on how I do. I'm gonna try to make all of you proud. I'm gonna try to do as best as I can at Worlds. I'm trying my best out here. I know even if it works, great. If it works, phenomenal. If it doesn't work out, I'm still incredibly happy with all of you being here rooting. I will happily return to streaming even if I'm not a world champion, We'll see how it goes next week. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm just nervous and excited, and I'm thankful for all the support, I'm thankful for all the support recently. Thank you all for watching. I will be gone for a week. I'll be back next Tuesday. After I'm flying home as soon as possible after Worlds on Monday. I'll be back. I'll probably be back streaming on Tuesday. Thank you all for watching today. Appreciate all of you being here. I hope you have a blast this weekend watching Worlds. I honestly think you guys are in a phenomenal spot as well. I think the weekend is going to be great for Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of you have so many different world championships to watch, dude. Worlds in TCG, OCG is interesting. Master Duel is going to be cool. Duel Links is going to be insane. I think it's going to be a great weekend for all of you as well. And I hope to see all of you next week. Until then, I'm going to just find someone to raid real quick. And I will hopefully see all of you next week. Thank you for all the support. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, until then, bye-bye. See you. I'm going to raid Mordred, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.